In the back, I'm gonna bring her up. One other tip, ladies, if you have a man or if you want a man, you can ask his opinion. I'm trying a new fragrance. What do you think about this one? Or wait and see if he's like, you smell different. Is that a good different? Or, you all know what to do with it. Let me go ahead and bring her up. We have Auntie Jenny in the house. Hello, Auntie
Hi,
Jenny. How are you?
I'm
I'm
fine.
fine. What question or comment do you have for us today?
I just wanted to shade a bit. I call it the Auntie Jenny facelift. Right? Hair down. And the same thing you were saying, I've got my pajamas on, the same thing you're saying about the neck. But when it's all tidy and neat, makes a big difference when I go out. So that's my everyday look, which people know. But when I'm going out, I just put it up and that's it. That's what I want to show you. I call
That's what the
the Auntie Jenny facelift because
because
everything just
everything is
goes, and it's an instant facelift. So that's what I want to share.
absolutely. Thank you so much for coming up, Auntie Jenny. Everybody's saying hello. But yes, you all can see on different hair types, on different hair textures, there are things that you can do that are really simple. Honestly, less is more. And where did I see it? The Clue Channel says, my woman is so sexy when she does her hair to the side. Lord. So, ladies, there's a hint for you. Men like it. All right. So give it a try. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And there
Absolutely.
is an actual surgery like facelift. It's called the ponytail facelift. And what it is that,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to get too much into it because it's a little graphic, but it lifts the sides and the forehead up to to make you look younger. And absolutely, I have seen the before and afters, and it's incredible. Maybe once I'm 90, I might try it.
I'll tell you what I have tried. You say you had the headband. If you get a nice piece of ribbon, especially as it's Christmas, you can get all different types of Christmas ribbon. And if you put the ribbon on and tie it at the back of your neck, it naturally brings it forward. And then you get the smooth that Christmas ribbon or whatever ribbon you're going to have. So I always have bits of lace about that wide and quite long just to put just there. And all you do is you pull it tight and it pulls everything right up. Instant facelift and no wrinkles on the forehead.
Yep, I believe it.
Well, look, I learned something today I did not know. And yes, y'all are talking about me. Do whatever you want to. I go for the ribbon route, but look, I understand people want to look forever young. I know I naturally have a baby face, but I do like the pulled back look. It's just, spice it up a little bit, something different, special occasion. Now's a great time to experiment. Thank you so much, Auntie Jenny. Everybody's saying hello.
Christmas outfit.
Yes,
Yes. In
absolutely.
Barbados, it's traditional that what they do every year, they got a jar park and everyone puts in their finery. The men are traditional, they have walking sticks to match their shoes, to match their all three-piece suits and stuff like that. So I've got an
Nice.
outfit this year. I've been invited to go and walk with a friend. So you'll be seeing me looking the most ladylike you ever seen me look for the year.
You got to
Christmas
post
Day.
it.
I love it. Yes,
I
please
will.
share. Thank you so much, Auntie.
All right.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Yes, y'all, I know I don't mask well. I That's something I struggle with. If I like it, you're gonna know. If I don't like it, you're gonna know. But that was so fun. So yes, ladies, hopefully you all are getting some tips on what you can do. All right, so I'm just gonna go back up to the top unless do you see any questions that I missed? I'm scrolling down because I'm always missing. All right, I think Christina had a question about Christmas shopping. She says, are you ladies ready for Christmas? I still got to finish my Christmas shopping. I'm terrible. Well, I host, so the food is arriving tomorrow. I have it catered. I get the house ready. I'm one of those that I shop throughout the year, so I kind of always have things tucked away, but it's not past me to either go out on Christmas Eve and like, all right, what can I get? But in full disclosure, I mean, the boys are 14 and 16 now, so they're at the age where it's just like, Send me the link to the shoes that you want, or the grandparents just give them cash. But I do remember, in this time of year, I remember when the joy of Christmas with the little ones and waking up and all of that. So I have those memories, because right now they're like, is the food ready? What about you, Lucy? Are you done with your shopping?
I think so. My family, we only have two uh, children, so I've already taken care of that. And then for the older nieces and nephews, this Christmas is all scents, so everybody's going to get a perfume. The girls and the boys are going to get cologne. And that's it. Oh, and we're doing a gift exchange, and because everybody was busy, I decided to be the one that did the gift exchange, drawing of the hat. Um, my husband got me, and I got him. But then everybody else got, different family members, and that's going to be interesting to see the different gift exchanges that they're going to have. And that's about it. We are grateful and thankful that we have all that we need, and it just the extra stuff, I think it's only when you have little ones, when you want to see their joy about opening those gifts and wanting that other gift coming in. But when you get older, life is a little more calm, and just it's just about enjoying each other that time of year.
I 100% agree. Casually says, the man I'm talking to got me a Christmas present. I've never got one from a non-family member before. It makes me tear up. I'm happy for the Christmas present. I am waiting for the in-person meeting. You didn't ask me, but I think long distance doesn't count for the long haul, so keep us posted. Lisa says, you thought of both of us today when a dear friend of yours had you over for lunch. It started with a beautiful cocktail tray. Lunch in the DR. Is this Dominican Republic, or what is DR? Oh, dining room. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to travel again. Dining room, and then dessert in a lovely study. Then girl time. Oh, that sounds like an amazing three-course meal. Colleen has a question. Oh, is it Kayleen? I want to make sure I say it right. My first time seeing you. Good evening, ladies. How should I style my locks while being feminine? Well, luckily, Auntie Jenny was just up here. So if you have anyone with dreadlocks, and I don't know how long they are, but you can, kind of pull them up together. You can still wear them to the side. I'm assuming they're long enough that you can maneuver. I mean, I just have like shorter, whatever this is, neck length, shoulder length hair. You could even like put like a little like clip or something on the side. I think for the femininity part, ladies, a man appreciates the feminine qualities that we have that they don't have. So the collarbone, we've talked about this, been eating a lot, but the collarbone, the neck, the wrists, the waistline, the ankles, the more delicate parts of a woman are incredibly feminine. And I think regardless of what hairstyle you have, if you accentuate those, I think you'll be well on your way. What would you say, Lucy?
I think the way she has it on the pic right now, it's perfect. What I would add would be just to add like a, maybe like a pearl, or something that's a little more, um, I don't know, Christmassy
Decorative,
or
yep.
decorative on the side, and you could pull the locks to the side, and that would be just perfect.
Absolutely. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for the question. And yes, I didn't look close enough. Is it Kayleen? Beautiful. Thank you so much. Lisa says, yeah, silly girl time makes things so special. It is important, ladies, and community is a big part of what we create here. Back in the past, the older men would teach the men, the older women would teach the younger women. Now in this modern culture where I can do everything a man can do and we're the same. I disagree, and I keep saying I disagree. We are equally valued, but we are not equal. And I do think there are some things that women bond with that men don't and probably shouldn't. Likewise, we don't need to be in their spaces. Yes, Merry Christmas. Do you know anything about this one? The condemn says, shout out to Mount Walsh. What is a woman? Is that
Yes,
part
he
of the
was.
interview?
He was. Matt Walsh is the one that was part of that documentary where he asked many scholars, "What is a woman?" And the majority came back saying that um, it was a socially constructed concept, and and they try to maneuver it. It's really interesting. If you want to get depressed, watch that, because it's like yeah, it's like, please, asteroid, come down. It's time to just completely restart Earth. But anyway, but he was the one that asked that question, and it's really interesting how it all developed. So yes, that's the man.
Do I dare want to ask you and me to take a stab at defining what is a woman or keep going?
Hey, it's still a free country, and I think that it would be great to hear what your definition of a woman is.
Oh my goodness. First of all, I'm just so sad that we have to even answer this. But anyway, to me, a woman is an adult female human naturally born. That's what I would say. What would you say?
I would say that, and that when she was born, since she was a little baby, she had a uterus, because only a woman has a uterus.
All right, y'all got that one for free. So Lisa had a 5 hour lunch. That sounds incredible. Take me there. Okay, so here we caught up. We asked about the perfumes. Thank you, Clue Channel. All right, we talked to Auntie Jenny. Thank you all for liking the live stream. Hello, Celine is here. E. Capone is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Sage of the Lotus, my first time seeing you. Hello, all. Thank you. Christina says, I think personally, when us ladies wear our hair up, it's more attractive. I don't know. I only wear my hair down if I go somewhere nice. Yes, I mean, look, there's options. I think the red thread is, our hair is our crown. The men really like it. Put some effort to it, and there's lots of different ways that you can style it and stay feminine. You didn't ask me, but I would probably avoid the shaved hairstyles, any of the manly hairstyles, and I think just keeping it clean and kept. Men really appreciate that. So, ooh, I don't know if this is a good or not good thing. I won't, mention any brands here, but ladies, just find the signature scent for you. Casually likes vanilla. Ah, Jack Brown is here saying hello. Everybody says hello to Auntie Jenny. All right, Vignesh is ready for the mistletoe. All right. Yes, Auntie Jenny was on the podcast, and yes, my face says everything. Oh, don't mask your face. Yeah. Dining room, expensive meal. Oh, we got Bria in the house.
Oh, I just wanted to also mention, remember Lawrence, when we were talking about how men appreciate us women giving them gifts, and he said that he was planning on giving his wife an SUV, I think. He did it a couple of weeks ago. He gifted her an SUV because he was planning on getting the his laptop or something, and she said, "Yeah, go ahead and get it." And then, as a return, he went ahead and bought her the SUV that she wanted. That's how generous men can be when it's give and take relationship.
Yeah, I want to park here for just a moment. That is amazing. So for anyone who doesn't know what Lucy's talking about, I almost forgot, but I remembered. I can't remember what episode it was on, but we were talking about gift giving, and this is the perfect time of year, ladies, to show some generosity. I just made a short about this, but we had someone in the chat who was talking about his wife making a several $100 purchase for him in a computer, And as a show of appreciation, he was going to get her a several $1,000 gift as a vehicle. I'll take that trade. But I was talking to a consult of mine today, and ladies, I think we really miss an opportunity to show that nurturing side. And men are so, at least the men that we want, are very masculine and stoic and used to being the providers and going without. They have gotten for years the uncomfortable socks, the ugly tie, and they just kind of take it and say, you know what, if you're happy, I'm happy. But I do believe that men should have the full human experience, and you should, yes, receive as a woman, but you should also give and enjoy the joy of giving. It could be something small. When I'm out shopping, if I see a certain brand of socks or undershirts that my man likes because he likes a certain fabric on his skin, I'll put it in the cart and I'll grab it. Likewise, if there's a very nice watch that he has his eye on, I will go ahead and spoil him with that too, because he's done so much for me. So if you think back and you've only received and you've never given, let this be the holiday season where you change that, and you will be surprised how grateful and appreciative your man is that you thought of him. What would you add to that, Lucy?
I agree. And it's something that they will always bring up. They will always say, remember that gift you gave me on such and such date? They think about it, and it's that just gift that shows them that you are thinking of them. And it's also the little things, like Maggie said, you think about them when you go to Costco and get the socks and then get the t-shirts. You bring them back to them and then they appreciate it. My husband the other day, he goes, if you're gonna get me something, just get me those thick socks for, and it's like, I'm not gonna get you that. Of course, I got him something else, but the socks I did get him, and he's just happy walking around with those nice soft bottom socks, and he loves them. So they don't, again, we can go back and say they don't need much from us, but when we give it to them, they just appreciate it.
I'm telling you, men and the socks. I bought my guys some socks that had like the arch support and the like, not compression, but y'all know what I mean. Like the socks have all these technology. And he was like, I feel like I could run a mile. And I just, ladies, little things go a long way. All right, so Auntie Jenny has another question. Do you wear heels if your date is short? Okay, so we're talking about a woman who is going out on a date with a man who is either her height or, I guess, shorter. So to me, I know a lot of women make a big deal about height. It's not an issue to me. Um, I think a man is so much more than, whatever, the 6 feet, six figures, and six pack. But I would say yes. It's up to you, but the kind of man that we appreciate here is going to be confident with whatever you wear. I mean, probably not going to let you wear anything that's going to bring shame. But if you like to wear heels, by all means. I don't know. I don't really wear heels a lot because I'm old and I want to be comfortable. But when I do, if I'm an inch or so taller, it doesn't make a difference to me. He's still the man. What would you say, Lucy?
Look, I'm really small, so the age thing really doesn't. To me, anybody above 5'4" is tall to me. But I do remember seeing that Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise thing where he apparently, okay, so these are rumors, he would ask her not to wear high heels because she was always taller than he is. But usually shorter men that marry or have a relationship with a taller woman, one of the things that attracts them is that height. So why would you wear flat, just flat when the guy wants you to be tall and appreciates you for how tall you are? So I don't know. I guess it all depends on, what your husband, what your man tells you. If he's not too comfortable with you being much taller than him, then yeah, wear flats. But otherwise, heels are beautiful.
Yeah, I've actually heard a comedian who loves, like, and he's an average height man who loves having a tall woman, like, maybe this was part of his skit, like, walk into the restaurant or something before him as he's going to park. And then everybody's like, who is that stallion? And then he comes in, like, yeah, that one is mine. I think it's really on us, ladies. I don't think the man that you want is going to care what you're wearing. If you've got legs and you can pull it off, I think most men love heels. So go for it. All right, let's see what else y'all are saying. Bill H says, since women have various levels of physical endowment, when should a woman tone it down? I'm not sure if I understand the question. Are we still talking about the fragrance or what? Am I missing something, Lucy, or I don't
I'm
know?
not sure if it has to do with the concepts that many women are asking for the men to have the six pack, the 6 feet tall, the you know other items that are 666. I don't know if it's related to that. I'm not sure. So, Bill H, if you want to clarify, that'd be great because I'm not really sure where the physical endowment part comes into the question.
Absolutely. And I'll drop the link again. It is pinned to the chat, but I'm just going in order. But if anybody wants to talk to us, you absolutely can. Celine says hello. Um, Nakota says rolling bobby pins. We are talking about that hair today. CR is new saying hello. YouTube recommended you watch, so you are. Welcome, CR. We are happy to have you here. I don't know what I said. Oh, do we have echo? Okay, let me know how the sound is. We try to mute. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. I'm behind. Okay, Celine says it's the thought you put into the gift men and people in general care about. I agree. Lucy and I have given you examples. You know, our men love socks and they love really nice things. I think when you take the time to think about them, it really is the thought that counts. All right. Christina says, my fiance always is doing stuff for me. Like tonight, he brought an iced latte, even though you didn't need it. But he's always, excuse me, thinking of me and telling me I'm beautiful. I think men are raised that way. I mean, ladies, I mean, I'm a boy mom. So I remember like telling like, be gentle with the girls, be nice to the girls. They know to to treat us with kid gloves. I just think it's really nice when you can genuinely put a smile on their face because they're probably expecting another year of, oh, don't worry about me. Clue Channel says heels rock for her, not for me. Yeah, Bria says the gifts that show that you listen are great. Definitely listen to the things he says in passing. This is a great tip, ladies. So, my man is a watchman and he has a huge collection, like 20 something. I don't understand why, but he's a watchman. And I remember him either flipping through a magazine or scrolling through something, and it was like a Movado or something. He was like, ooh, I don't have one of those. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I went and I looked and I was like, oh my God. But I did because he's worth it. And I got a watch. And it is actually his favorite watch. It's a very simple gold watch. But every time he wears it, he thinks of me and the fact that I would get him. I listen to him just kind of saying something in passing that I don't have that kind of watch. And he's very, very appreciative. So, yes, listening to them is a sign of respect as well. What would you add, Lucy?
I agree. It lets them know that you are paying attention and that you consider what they say something important, that you will take the time to go out and get what they said in passing. That is something I remember. I think I've mentioned that one instance where he said that he wanted to take helicopter classes. And that was when we first getting to know each other. I think it was, I don't know, I think it was on the fifth date or so, and it was getting close to either being his birthday in November. I don't know if it was a birthday present or a Christmas present. And I got him a helicopter lessons for him. And he's like, what is this? And I said, well, you mentioned it. And he goes, but that was in passing. He will never forget that. I doubt that he went and took the lesson. So that was money, that was kind of wasted, but it was something that I thought he wanted. He loved it, and he still talks about it up until this day.
Yeah, absolutely, ladies. You can really, really hit it out of the park. Auntie Jenny says men are practical, so go way out when buying for them. Absolutely, because they love stuff they're going to actually use. Nakota has a question. My daughter is wanting to wear my makeup since the November class has had me in check. So, for those of you all who don't know, Lucy and I did a series from November 1 through November 30 called the Elegance Boot Camp. So we did a 30-minute stream every day. You guys can go back and watch. And thank you for joining us. Her dad is iffy. What do I do to keep the peace? Well, there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, I think the first question is two things for me. How old is your daughter? And what specifically does dad object to? And now, again, I'll give my opinion, but I do not have a daughter, two boys. But I do remember being a young girl, and my mom sold Avon. And so she always had little samples. And I remember like pleading, like, Mom, can I please put makeup on? Can I please, please? And I don't even really wear a lot. We've talked about it. Lucy's done a stream on like simple, elegant makeup, because being consistent, ladies, is important. Your man wants to see you looking relatively the same. Okay, none of that wild stuff. Um, but depending on how old she is, I think there can be age appropriate makeup. Um, for girls, teenage girls. So, even I'll use the example like my ex-husband and I, I was like, well, the kids need a cell phone. And he was like, no, they don't. And I was like, ooh, okay, this is rough. What are your objections and what can we agree on? So we agreed that 13 was the minimum and they had to keep good grades. And if they didn't have the grades, the phone was gone. And dad had software on it that could check everything. So I was like, all right, boys, you heard your father. And he is my ex-husband, but this is where we still work together when it comes to the boys. So I would probably talk to dad away from daughter because this is none of her business. Number one, I would talk to dad and find out what his specific objections are. And you come to the conversation with some solutions. Like, for example, can she wear like a mild, like pink, or clear, like lip gloss? Maybe just that. Maybe she can just wear makeup for special occasions, church or Christmas or New Year's, but every day it's a no. Like, ladies, whenever you have a conflict in your relationship, you want to listen to what the other person has to say and then come with some options that he can choose from and you can work together. The goal is to come with a mutually satisfying solution. Now, if he's just like, absolutely not because she's 6, well then, mom, what dad says goes. And then ask him, at what age can she wear makeup? Can she date? Can she whatever? So mom and dad have to get on the same plan. And then you deliver that message to your daughter. This is what is acceptable because your father said so. That's what I would say. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree. And do not waver on whatever decision that you make between you and your husband. Um, you are the ones that are setting boundaries. He is in your home, and whatever dad and mom says, that's what it goes. And I got to tell you, because I have nieces, and young ladies are really tough, especially, uh, nowadays, where they think that they know it all, they can do it all. And it could be a fight if you don't set the boundaries about what kind of makeup or what it is that you are allowed to wear. Because first it becomes just lip gloss, then it's going to become eyeliner, then it's going to become the long nails and all that stuff. So they start adding on. So that's where, I think that your husband is good on saying, I don't want makeup. Again, it all depends on how old she is and setting those makeup boundaries, uh, you know, just for maybe holidays or special occasions and specifics. It's either, like lip oil, a little bit of cheek powder or rouge or whatever, no false eyelashes, no nothing that makes her look um, outlandish. Something that still you're looking at her naturally with some of that enhancement on.
I love that. And yes, that mom, I would say that would be for you to help her choose, if any makeup is allowed, what does flatter her. Maybe it's like a mom daughter like facial thing and you go get whatever it is. But if it's a no right now, one of the things that kids need structure and they like structure, let them know when it will be okay. Like, you're too young, but this is something we can do on your 13th birthday, 15th birthday, or whatnot. Because the boys started asking for cell phones when they were like 9 and 10, and their dad was like, absolutely not. And I was like, "Eesh, okay, so what do we say?" He said teenagers. So they had to wait forever until they were 13. So give them something to look forward to. But thank you for the question. Celine says, I like a guy to be beefy and muscular as long as he's a few inches taller. We all like what we like. I understand. Some of y'all don't wear heels. Oh, if you have red bottoms, go for it. I do have I'm embarrassed to say this, but when I hit my weight goal, I did ask for a pair of red bottoms. So when y'all see me, I may hold them up. I got them. Oh, yeah, there's some men that like a tall woman. Bria says, food for thought for the wives. A lot of times we buy things and do gestures that we women like and expect a super grateful reaction. Think outside of yourselves and get to know your man well. Man, I tell you, Bria is hitting it out of the park. Yes, yes, yes. Ladies, this is really important. The late, great Kevin Samuel said two things. We women don't really understand men, and we don't like study our man. It is important to really know the man that you have or the man that you want. So you need to study him, ask if you don't know. But I love what Bria said about, don't think just because it's something you would like or it's the way that you want to be celebrated that a man does. Y'all know me. I'm festive as all get out. All right. Y'all know me. My man is not. He likes simple, quiet evenings at home where, me, I'm going out for New Year's. Like, I want to do all of that. So don't pout and don't complain and try to change him. We have said it over and over. A man is who he is. So these are the things where you can come and ask, can we do this? Or would you be open to that? Or maybe I go alone or whatnot. Likewise, when it comes to celebrating him, if he doesn't like a whole bunch of people in his house and a big surprise party, respect that. If he wants a quiet home cooked dinner, do that. Learn what he likes. I promise you, it is 1/10 of what you ask for. What would you say to that, Lucy?
I agree. And I think that also goes back to right now that we're on the gift giving season, um, is the thought. Are you being thoughtful about the gifts that you're giving, or are you giving something that because you like scented candles, you're giving it to somebody else instead? So just be watchful about the things that he wants, and he will always appreciate it. And he's not going to, shout it to the world, and he's not going to make a big deal about the gifts you give to him, but he will always remember that special gift.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a clarification from Bill H. He says appearance can be a bit too voluptuous. All right, so let's talk about it. Ladies who are showing everything. This is so sad to me because it's kind of become the norm. And ladies, if you're interested in elegance, which is what Lucy and I teach, elegance is about simplicity, and I would also add modesty. Less is more. Everything that you have is not for public consumption. And we talked a little bit about simple things that you can do to show your feminine side without spilling all out and showing it to the world. A man likes to enjoy something that belongs to him. And if you're just out in public in mixed company or, on a date, it's just inappropriate, especially, and I'll just say it, if you're a larger woman or fuller figured. For me, example, I have to wear like higher neck tops because even if something says like scoop neck or V neck, it may be too much for me because I'm a little bit bigger up top. I'm different on the bottom. I'm slimmer, so I could wear a shorter skirt or whatnot. You really have to understand your body. You have to know what flatters you and wear the clothes that accentuate your silhouette, but don't reveal too much because it really is off-putting. So, what did we talk about in the Elegance Bootcamp? Navel should always be covered. And I would say, ladies, dress age appropriate. I'm 48, Lucy's 57. We've shared that. There's no reason why we should be out here wearing crop tops and no, no, you're not in your 20s. No, stop it. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree. And even if you don't want to dress age appropriately, there are some things that as an older woman do not look good. I don't see myself wearing a crop top because, gravity takes over. Your body is rearranged differently. And also, if you're young and you have all that beautiful body, the only person that should be looking at is that man that you are going to be with. Why are you showing your merchandise to everybody else? Because again, it's just er, your body is not for everybody to look at. And I know that in schools, because I've heard it before from my nieces, they said that they can walk around naked and men shouldn't be looking. And that's the argument that we've been having. Trust me, I know about this thing that that they think that they can wear everything and nobody should look at them. That's where you see these girls doing the TikToks about the gyms. They wear all these tight pants and they think that because a man looks, he's going to this chick called the man feral because he was trying to help her, with some weights or whatever. So again, they're being taught something completely different. I can tell you, young ladies, showing your body is just not it's not going to appeal to the man that you want to think of a husband. Yeah, you're going to call attention, but you're going to call the wrong attention. And really, do you really want that attention? Do you really? And if you're walking around with a man that you love, why would you want other men to look at something that it's for your man that's sitting next to you or is walking next to you? Again, it's also part of the protection. Do you want your husband or your significant other to look at a man looking at you the wrong way and have to try to protect you in that situation? It's not it's not a good thing. We need to start making modesty a trend. Let's make modesty a thing because, again, when men see a modest woman, they think completely different than the regular one that's showing everything. You want to stand out in a different way because of your beautiful features, because of the way that you're modestly dressed, and you're going to call the attention of the right man when you're um, showing yourself in a modest way.
I love that. Thank you so much, Lucy. Yeah, I want to unpack this just a little bit more and then we'll move on, you all. I love what Lucy said about protection when it comes to men and ladies, especially young ladies. We're not asking you to be prudes. Absolutely. If you've got the body, you're in your 20s, now is your time. But there are ways that you can show your silhouette and still be tasteful. One thing I will say is this. I remember being out with my man. We went out for a dinner and there was a couple and the woman was wearing like a very tight dress and some, I'll call them like stripper shoes and whatever. He looked at me, he said, "That's his fault." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "I wouldn't let you wear that outside the house." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So ladies, listen, if you have a man that lets you wear whatever you want and you're spilling out and he don't care, he's probably not thinking about you for the long term. And I've said it before, ladies, attention is different from intention. Men will put you in that category, still spend time with you, still spend the night with you, still entertain you for as long as they want to, and then you're starting over again. So if that's what you want, I understand people have free choice. We believe in marriage and long term. So if you really want someone to cherish you, save that. Wear some of that stuff at home. He will appreciate it, especially if he knows it's for his eyes only. So if you have a man that's like, "I don't want you wearing that," I wouldn't argue with him because he's only saying that because he cares. And he knows that, like Lucy said, he has to protect you out there. So don't make his job harder. All right. Ay, ay, ay. Clue Channel got Tommy Hilfiger. Good for you. And you said you enjoyed the Elegance Boot Camp in November. Thank you so much. So it's still up. You all can check it on Facebook, YouTube, my channel, Lucy's channel, and a Spotify playlist if you missed any of it. Now, Nakota has come back and said that the baby is 4 years old. Full stop. We're not wearing makeup at 4. Absolutely not. No, no, ma'am. No, sir. No. I mean, I don't even, like, even the pageant, like, no. I can think of no reason why a 4-year-old should wear any makeup.
I
Yes,
can
she is
think
a
of
natural
one.
beauty. Okay, go
I
ahead.
can think when they're playing dress up. You know how they dress up with your mom's heels and your mom's pearls and your but that's inside the house. That's when you say, "Oh, you look beautiful," but that, you only wear that here. Makeup it's only when you're 50, you give it a day a time or an age. But I think that that's okay because it's us. We love dressing up. When I remember wanting to wear my mom's heels and my mom's clothing and my mom's makeup, but that's only inside the house. Outside, there's no reason.
100%. Hopefully that helps, Nakota. So, yes, have fun at home. Yes, Auntie Jenny says keep it for special occasions only at home, maybe. Celine got her first cell phone at 14. Yeah, absolutely. I seen some of these kids out here in single digit age with $1,000 cell phone. Don't even get me started. Lomiji has a question. Is it bad if a woman does not want to work? She just wants to live her life. Okay, so a couple things here. I think all of us, and a woman is an adult female, all adults should work. Whether or not you work outside of the home, or you work inside of the home, or you work for a company, or you work for the family business, or whatever, I believe all of us should be productive in some way. Now, I don't know if this woman is in a relationship or married or not, but I think anybody who doesn't want to do any kind of work is a red flag, man or woman. Now, I understand a lot of women will leave the workforce to, make sure that the home is warm and welcoming, which is still work. It's absolutely work to support a family. But someone who just wants to live their life, that is a very immature and irresponsible way to be. If you are not caring for a home or caring for a man or caring for children or doing anything, you just want to be. I don't know what that is, but ladies, being a socialite is not a real thing, not in our world. We are not like heiresses of anything. So I would say that's a problem. What would you say, Lucy?
Yeah, the fact that they just say wants to live her life, to me, that tells me no accountability. No matter what you say, what you ask them to do, they are not wanting to do it because they want to live their lives. And even socialites find a way to do philanthropy, they do charities, they do all of these things. So it's always good to want to work in some type of way. A mom, a stay-at-home mom, they do a lot of work at home. They constantly cleaning, cooking, just taking care of the kids. If you do homeschooling, you work on the homeschooling. So there's work right there. So I'm not sure what that does not want to work at all to live her life. It's kind of living in a delusional world because life doesn't work that way.
I agree because someone's taking care of you. Somebody's paying bills. So you owe that nothing. Celine was a late bloomer, so was I, and that's okay. Auntie Jenny's giving us makeup and manicure tips. Oh, wow, we're getting lots of makeup tips, lightly colored, all that for 11-year-old maybe. All right, so the condemned man has a question. He says, do you teach women that marriage is about so much more than their happiness? Oh, boy. Yes, I mean, ladies, you know, There's so much that's upside down and backwards in today's dating and relationships, but real love, real relationships are about sacrifice. You will have moments of happiness, but if you delude yourself into thinking every day you're supposed to feel happy, that is not normal. That doesn't happen anywhere on planet Earth. When you love someone, you make a decision, you make a commitment. Even me as a divorcee, and people come at me about it, but we sat down and we had a conversation. And even though the marriage was ending, we decided to put our children first. We show up together as mom and dad. It is sacrifice. Some things don't make me happy in my relationship, but you know what? If you've chosen wisely and you respect that man, then you trust that his leadership is the best for the family unit. So, absolutely, you will have moments of happiness, but marriage traditionally for hundreds and thousands of years was about bringing two families together. It wasn't even about the bride and the groom, it was about two families now becoming one. So, when you think about not only the not the family but the bride and the groom, that's already a level of selfishness. And then when the bride herself is just like, I got to be happy, that discounts all these other people who are involved in your decision. So yes, it's so much bigger than you. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree, and that goes back to the concept where if you think that marriage is going to bring you happiness, you're going to be very disappointed because you find happiness within yourself. Even in bad times, there are times in, when even when you're struggling in marriage, you do find those little tidbits and pieces that make you happy. But life is not always about happiness. Imagine always being happy. You would know what it is to struggle or to be sad or to be angry or to be, so it's marriage is not about happiness. It's unreal to think that that's what's going to that you're always going to be happy in a marriage, because you have two personalities, two different sets of values, two different sets of way of seeing things. And it's about commitment, and it's about appreciating each other. It's about making again, like Maggie said, sacrifices. Sometimes you have to give up some stuff. Sometimes he has to give up things. It's about the give and take. And that is something that you learn when you decide that you're going to spend your entire life with that person. Because again, the bad times, sometimes people give up when there's bad times. No, a good relationship is when you struggle through those bad times, and then you go through that hump of just terrible things, and then you have the lows and you have the calm times where you enjoy just being around each other. Marriage is not only about happiness, it's about sticking it together on the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, I love that. And I love what Lucy said about how you appreciate the good times. It's so much sweeter when you have had to earn it. Isn't that what we teach our children? Like, no, you're not going to take any shortcuts. You're going to do this, the hard way. You're going to do this math problem and show all the steps. This is just such a life lesson. And it makes me sad that people really think um, that marriage, the whole institution of marriage, is supposed to serve you. Mm. The Clue Channel wants her covered up in public. Absolutely, yes. And a wrap dress is great for any body type. Great fashion tip, ladies. It's instantly elegant, kind of cinches your waist, especially for those of us that struggle with that. Wrap dresses are great. Ooh, Casually says only me and the hub should know what my body looks like. I love it. Bria says being modest definitely shows your ability to have an actual fashion sense. I love this because, yes, and look, I don't wear anything skimpy, but I feel like it's so easy to just to have this popping out and that popping out and barely covered up. But I think when you actually dress yourself, you do have to like coordinate and put things together, and you can express yourself with accessories. Y'all know I've had stylists on. We have a stylist coming to speak at the finishing school. You actually can create your capsule wardrobe and your signature style when you actually have clothes. I like that. What would you say, Lucy?
I, I how do I sound? I think Auntie Jenny said that I was low. The sound. Raise the volume, please, Lou. She said. So I hope she can hear me okay.
I can hear you. It's a little low, but I think it's okay.
Okay, because sometimes when I get excited, my voice gets a little higher, especially when I'm talking about my nieces. So I think so. If you dress modestly and your fashion sense is there, that's all you need. And ultimately, the only person that needs to have any say so on that is your husband. If he loves what you're wearing, that's all that matters.
I love that. We got Sinji in the house. He says, at Luke Hazley and at Maggie, Mary Sinmas to you both. Dimes with pearls and knowledge. They ain't ready. Oh, thank you. We definitely believe in helping the younger women. Condemn says, if you dress like you're for the streets, that's how we're going to treat you. Well, ladies, you hear it from the men, okay? Dress modestly, and I just might ask your ring size. Well, ladies, okay. Condemn, let me know if you want to hit that link and share your benefits package. We have this platform if we have any men or women who want to shoot their shot. I'm not an official matchmaker, but I have a couple success stories in my back pocket. Bria says, a lot of kids play makeup isn't regulated, so they have toxins. Yeah, so mom, help her with that. Play makeup at 4 years old. Look like a 4-year-old. Man, I'm really behind. Stay at home moms have 7 jobs. We are working, working. Yes. Yes. Oh, we have a stream sponsor. Cognizance MB coming through with the Canadian $20. She says, Maggie, Merry Christmas and keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to put you in the ticker. Thank you so much. Lamar says, marriage is like duty. I agree. It is a decision. Let me see if I can get to the next question. AR says Carolina Herrera has said during interviews that people have money, fame, and resources. Oh, okay. I missed that one. I'm just scrolling to see. Oh, they missed the class. Well, ladies, Lucy and I have both said you don't have to spend a lot of money to have good taste. You don't have to spend a lot of money to show class. Sinji is talking about marriage. Encompasses many things: time, effort, strength, perseverance, death, life, peaks, valleys, appreciation, and yes, physical depreciation. Expect twists and turns. Don't believe social media. Yes. Oh, you're enjoying the broadcast. Thank you, Moses. Okay, Marie has a question. Good evening. At what age should a woman stop seeking marriage and make a pivot to eternal self-sufficiency and getting a dog? Oh my God, what a loaded question. Marie wants to know when a woman should stop seeking marriage. Okay, I know the buy a dog and die alone came from the late great Kevin Samuels, but if you all ever had the benefit of talking to him one-on-one, he was very sincere, but he knew how to rattle our cage and get our attention. He did want people to couple up and be together. So 2 parts to the answer. All right. When should a woman stop seeking marriage? Ladies, we have to understand why men marry. Number 1. Okay. Now, first of all, we believe in traditional marriage where a man proposes and a woman either accepts or politely declines. There are all kind of marriages out there, and that's fine. I'm just giving you the perspective that I'm talking about. And when I say a man makes himself and then chooses a wife to complement him in the life that he's created for himself, he should be able to tell you the role that he wants his wife to play, whether it's wife and whether it's mother to children, maybe it's executive wife, maybe it is, stay at home mom, maybe he's military or whatever it is. But a man wants a wife to do something for him. Men fall in love with us for who we are to them and what we do for them consistently over time. Okay. So a lot of times, ladies, we have this romanticized version of, oh, I'm just going to get the ring and be happy. No, a man can still love you and be your companion and may not think that I need to marry you. Now it's up to you as a woman to say what your boundaries and your standards are. I've been married. I would love to get married again. I've shared with you all. My man has said we have to finish what we start. Once the kids are up and out, then we can have our time. So if you are a wife and you carry yourself as a wife, whether you're currently married or not, I think even in my 50s and 60s, I would be looking for a marriage relationship. But I understand that it's going to be more difficult because I'm not in my prime. I can't give you children and that, but I could. I have a lot of love to give. I know how to serve a man, and it's my joy to do so. So that's what I would say. You know, once you're in your, mid 30s and plus, it's going to be harder. Is it impossible? No, but you just need to be realistic about why you want to get married and why the man you want wants to get married. So I'm not gonna, the self-sufficiency and getting a dog, I think we're better together. What would you say to that, Lucy?
I agree. I think I've said it before. I was married for 11 years and divorced and started, looking for a person when I was 42. I was married well, I met my husband when I was 41, and then I was married at 42. So even in your 40s, you can find that special person. My husband had no children no nothing in the past, but he considered himself a forever bachelor. But again, you have to be the one to give him the vision of being married with you. Again, I guess, as an introvert, I'm more calm and more reserved, and he was looking for something. Men, they have their times when they want something, they will come to you and they will grab it. So I think that having always that sentiment of wanting to be a wife, it's good because again, like if you build it, they will come. So if you have that mentality of a wife, you there will be a man that will find you alluring. This thing about stop seeking, making a pivot about eternal self-sufficiency and getting a dog, I don't think that because you, Marie, want to be a wife, I think that self sufficiency in getting a dog would not apply to you because there's that special someone for you. I have a feeling, I know there is, because you want to be a wife.
Absolutely. It's all predicated with that. I love that. So, Lucy, sounds like you married like a George Clooney type, a forever bachelor. And then you said, nope, you want me? I'm a relationship girl. All right.
And
How are you?
he's like a, he would not talk about his past, about his relationships that he had. I hear an echo, I think. Um, but he's got secrets. You can tell some of the things that he says, and it's like, ooh, he must have been a bad boy. He was a bad boy.
You're not alone. I have a reformed bad boy too. But I think men, well, I know, and Kevin Samuels taught us this. Men men take the time that they take and they're ready when they're ready. And that's one of the things that I tell my consults all the time. Ladies, we're not going to wrestle them to the ground. You, just like men have to maintain masculine frame, we stay in our feminine energy, and you can be the right woman at the wrong time. I shared with you all, I fell in love with somebody young and thought we were going to get married and all of that small town stuff. And he was like, no, I want to live my life. I want to be a frat boy. I want to do all this stuff. And he did. And, broke my little heart. But, I ended up getting married. You know the story. Life brought us back together. And the 2.0 version of him is everything that I ever wanted. But he had to take that journey on his own. There's nothing that we can do to force it. So I'm really grateful for what I have. Good evening, ladies in chat. How are we doing, Lucy? Keep going, or do we need to wrap it up?
I don't know. He went into his room and closed the door, so I don't know if he's listening to the TV quietly
Okay, give
or
me the singles.
or He might be too tired. So, but he hasn't said anything, so we can keep going.
Okay, we'll keep going, y'all. Lucy has, dinner duties, so blink twice if we need to stop or something like that. The Clue Channel says, "Buy a dog." Auntie Jenny says, "Never give up." I mean, ladies, look, we can be hopeful, but we do need to be realistic. I'm not talking about that Disney, "My prince will come." Even for me, if I'm so fortunate to get remarried, second time around, it's going to be a different marriage. We'll be sailing off into our older years. All the kids are up and out. Maybe we travel, whatever we do, but just know what you're getting into, okay? I won't be a blushing bride. I'll be, an older woman, and that's okay. Genesis says the best way to feel extra alluring is to have nice looking undergarments. Men love that. Okay, good to know. And it's just good for you to invest in. All right, Sinji says Mrs. Sin was put through the gauntlet before the marriage occurred. I saw it all. She was ready for marriage on sight. Ain't happening in real life. 3 years and then we were married. Intention is the key. Yes, ladies, men are going to do the vetting. And this is why I know I seem harsh when I say exclusively date the men that are marriage minded. If you are, only date with intention, because hot girl summer or any of that stuff wastes time. Why do I say that, ladies? Like my man said, and this is how he talks to me, y'all act like y'all giving out these rings. You want his name, his ring, his protection, his provision. So you need to be about the business of figuring out what he wants and acting accordingly. You're not going to hit it out of the park the first time. He is going to vet you thoroughly and properly, and he will decide when he's ready. Now, you as the woman have the decision to either stay for the process or say, you know what? I'm going to leave, but you're not going to rush him and you're not going to wrestle him down. So the better you are, like Lucy, showing up already being a wife, you're not shortcutting anything, but you're helping yourself, because like my man tells me, y'all need to be ready right now. When a man is ready, he moves with the swiftness and a quickness that will kind of startle you. I promise you, the ladies that have consults with me, they've never dealt with these kind of men. They don't know how they move. They're used to just, having their way. And then you meet a real one and he's like, no, we're not doing that. And nobody's told you no, and you don't know how to act. So ladies, the reason why I'm so hard on you is because you're wasting your own time. Because I remember the 20-year-old version of Maggie. I was bullheaded. You couldn't tell me anything. When you get to this age, 30, 40, 50 and older, you're going to naturally slow down, and you're going to be wanting someone to rescue you from yourself. So don't make it any harder than it has to be. All right, let's see. Is there anything else? Lucy changed that man's mind. How about that? I think he was looking. Cognizant says the reason for marriage at older age differs for both men and women. Lucy, since you're second time around, I would love to know. Well, I'm going to shout out this super chat. Kim K. $49.99. Thank you. Finally got to catch you ladies live again. The advice you ladies have given over the last few months has been priceless. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. I'm going to update the ticker. Thank you. That is so generous. But Lucy, I wanted to get your take on this one. The reason you wanted to marry and the reason your husband wanted to marry in later years. I'd love to know.
I've always wanted to marry. I've never seen myself not married. I mean, I it, it was one of those things that, yeah, as I was going to school, was doing my thing. I was dating here and there, first date, second date, third date, nope. And then he showed up, first date, that was it. That did it. Second date, three dates, and then we've been together ever since. I think for me, it was because I've always wanted to be a wife and married. For him, I think that he hadn't met the right one. That's what he says. He hadn't met the right one because he doesn't give too much explanations when I ask him. He won't talk about it. He really, I think I've mentioned it to you before. When I come to him and ask him those questions, he's like, why are you asking me those questions? We are here. We've been together 16 years. Why are you asking me those questions? But I think is that he had not found the one that he thought was going to be the right one for him. I'm thinking, I don't know.
I love that. And just such a lesson in that. So it sounds like Lucy's second marriage, but her husband's first marriage, or whatever happened. Ladies, a man will settle down when he gets good and ready. And here's the thing, men will take as much time as it takes for them because they can. We are different. So again, with this, we're equal. We can do what men can do. No, we cannot. If you know you want marriage and family, I wanted it with my, first love. He wasn't ready. There was nothing I could do about that. So I ended up marrying somebody older who was ready. We had 10 years of marriage and two boys. Unfortunately, it ended in divorce, but there's nothing that I could do to rush the process. So I get to enjoy 2.0, but a man will take as much time as he needs. You're not going to nag him. You're not going to bully him. You're not going to threaten him. You're not going to give him an ultimatum, because he will just move on and find someone else that is agreeable. That's another thing I struggle with, ladies, to tell them. So thank you, Kim K and Lucy. Trad Guy says, shout out to the reformed bad boys. Yes, we wish y'all would take the straight and narrow path, but just like in a relationship, when you appreciate the sweet moments because you've been through the fire together, I'll just say what was told to me. I was always this Maggie. He was who he was, and he went through life and he remembered, you were always good to me, even though I wasn't, I broke your heart. And so now it's your time. So yeah, ladies, just be true to who you are. Yes, thank you for the support. Thank you, Marie. Marie, don't you get that, dog? Celasti, I'm not a real teacher. I can't help you with algebra. I'm sorry. Oh, the point about Carolina Herrera was that people had the means but not good taste. Yeah, you all, money does not equal class. That's a whole show in and of itself. There are poor people with integrity that show up very well put together, groomed, clean, and respectable. And there are people with a lot of money who embarrass themselves all the time. So money just amplifies who you already are, but you don't need a lot of money to have class and taste. Would you add anything to that, Lucy?
And I love that AR brought Carolina Herrera to the picture because she is an amazing designer. But her designs are so simple, beautiful lines, very just the materials, the colors, everything. Venezuelan designer. She made a living here in New York and all that fun stuff. But that is something that she would say, that people would have the means, but the good taste, sense, and overall class um, doesn't naturally come to some. And sometimes you need to um, cure it, maybe attend the finishing school for the modern woman if you want. We start January 6th. And and yeah, I mean, a great designer, very wise woman, beautiful dresses, beautiful. I think even her wedding dresses that she's created, amazing. You should look it up. You love her.
I will. I love wedding dresses, even if I'm just like, to me, it's like almost like going through a new neighborhood and looking at model homes. Am I buying a new home? No, but I can just get inspiration. A girl can dream, right? Genesis says, Maggie, facts, a real one will stop you in your tracks. Be ready, ladies. This is true. And I was talking to my guy today and I was asking him, why do so many women fumble the ball? And he said they're just not, they don't have the experience or the upbringing on how to really deal with men, real men. Oftentimes they're raised by women, surrounded by women, getting advice from women who haven't dealt with the caliber of men that they want. And then they meet a real one and they're just like a deer in the headlights. That's why Lucy and I are here. If traditional relationships are important to you, we are older women with life experience who have dealt with the caliber and quality of men that most women would want. So just, consider the source when y'all are getting relationship advice. Lisa says, do you think it's a red flag if someone hasn't been married by 50? When I was dating, it kind of scared me. So you're talking about a man who hasn't been married by 50. I know a lot of women think something's wrong if not married or no kids. I'm going to say no, but it's going to make me very curious what the story is. Like, for example, I know we have a lot of military in our community. Let's say there's a man that, went into the service either after high school, after college, did 20 or 30 years, and he devoted his life to his country, and he just didn't want his family to be in one place, and he's all over the world. There's that. Maybe it's someone that was either a missionary or some type of volunteer or did some type of life where they were really committed to that, and now, they never wanted like the small family. Maybe now they're looking for a woman to grow old with and go off into the sunset. So I wouldn't say it's a red flag. I would be very curious what they've been doing from 20 to 50, and hopefully it's something admirable. If you've just been wandering around and you don't know what you want to be when you grow up, to me that's a red flag. Not so much that you haven't been married, but you really haven't landed that plane. That's what I would say. What would you say, Lucy?
I agree. If he hasn't been building all that time, what has he been doing? Why is he struggling financially when when he's been all by himself doing what? So, yeah, find out, has he had any previous relationships? Were they long term? I, at this point, I don't think it should be a red flag unless you start seeing things that do not match. If at 50 years old, he's still, having issues with the finances, what's going on here? What's happening here? So, yeah, I don't think so unless you see, some of the things that have fallen through and make you think, maybe we should take a little longer to get to know this person.
Great tips. Thank you for the question, Lisa. Ah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, we all want companionship as we age. Auntie Jenny agreed. Sinji says Maggie is correct. We will prime time Deion Sanders walk right out this situation and think next. Yes, ladies, I think this is a hard one for us to realize, but just, another thing I tell my consults, ladies, you have the leverage in dating. Men have the leverage in relationships. Remember that. A lot of times women mess it up because they think that attention and those dates and going out and that fun part of it where they were telling people yes, no, and maybe and stacking it up is going to carry over to a real relationship when a man wants consistency and you're lost. Believe me, they are not the same. So prepare. Lamar says a man's clock is a lot different than a woman's. Yeah. Good night, Auntie Jenny. Oh, all right. How are we doing, Lucy? Are we coming towards the end here?
I think so. I'm getting ready. I'm getting a little concerned because I haven't heard anything from him. So, when you have a 3-year-old, you don't hear something and they're doing crazy stuff in the background. That's me. Why is he so quiet? It's not like him to be that quiet. So he could be really tired and I need to take care of him.
All right, so thank you all so much. We actually got down to the end. We got Dr. Sherry in the house. So quick announcement. So today is December 20th. So this is our last Ask Us Anything before the holidays. I'm just looking at the calendar if we are good. So next Wednesday is the 27th. So I'm fine to be here if you are, Lucy. We'll connect on the time. One last thing. So the finishing school for the modern woman is open for enrollment. Like we said, there is still a coupon code. Black Friday still works. This is an 8-week privately taught class. We teach ladies of all ages about etiquette, elegance, femininity. We have guest speakers. I ship out the workbooks. I'm very, very excited to be able to coach those of you all who maybe didn't get this training at home. And gentlemen or ladies, you can now gift this course. So when you go to the link, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com, and you find the finishing school, when you get to the checkout page, there's a box that says send as gift. You can put in their email and it will enroll them into the school. So, Lucy, do you have any final thoughts to close us out?
Thank you all for stopping by. I love these conversations. I wish we had them more often, but once a week right now, yeah, when we're having it daily, it was a little challenge because if anything came up, then we would have to rearrange things. So I think weekly discussions, weekly chats, weekly check-ins, I love them. Thank you so much for being with us this hour and a half or so.
Absolutely. And also, Eclipse de Luna is the MaggieLu meetup. This is going to be Saturday, April 5th. 2024. If you want to come to Atlanta, we're going to have tapas, which are 9 rounds of food, unlimited sangria, Latin dancing. Lucy's coming to Atlanta, so tickets are available. It's $50. It includes your food and drink, also at teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. So until then, oh, thank you all. I appreciate you all being here so much. We're going to go ahead and dismiss and let you all have your evening.
Adios.
Adios.